Oh, man, what a ball game. These games are easy, right? That was a great win by our guys, very resilient win. I think, for us coming off a bye week, at the Texas Tech, we were extremely banged up. We mentioned, we over 25 guys that was in the training room. I feel like, a lot of our guys didn't play the first week during the bye week, and we got a bunch of them back this past week. And I think particularly offensively because, we had such great rhythm in the first 5 games, and offensively did not have it tonight. And I think, particularly in the first half. And what signs of a good team is when you're not having your best on one side and the other side's picking you up. And I thought our defense did an excellent job with that to pick us up in the first half, created some turnovers, kept us in the ball game there, and there at the end, it was a great job by our offense driving down. Tony Johnson, a guy who's done some things, but not a lot of things. I mean, he had 8 catches tonight and a huge touchdown. Great game by Tony. Great throw by Sorsby. I think Sorsby in the second half, I think he was either 11 for 12 or 10 for 11. So he came back in the second half, played much better. And then for our defense to hold them out there at the last drive, man, what a great job by our defense to keep them out of the end zone. And the whole UCF, we got a lot of respect for UCF. Offensively, we'd hold them to 13 points. What a great job by our defense to be able to do that. And that, in the Big 12, man, on the road, this is obviously a huge win for us. And excited about our guys and how they came through, and excited about the opportunity to go back to Nippert 4-2 and to host an Arizona State that's 5-1. It should be a great environment next week. I don't want to pass this game, but man, I'm excited and pumped for next week, homecoming back in Cincinnati.
Have you ever had a player go down like Tony Johnson and then 2 plays later come in and catch a touchdown that big?
I'm sure I have. He actually got the breath knocked out of him. So they think I thought it was knee or something. I go over there and he's like. By the time I got over there, he popped up. He's like, "I'm going, coach." I was like, "Good, all right, so we're ready." So to come back out and to catch the fade in the back of the end zone, very similar to the fade that we had at Texas Tech. A great throw by Sorsby. Him obviously was a huge play in the game. It was tough to score tonight by both teams to get in the end zone, and to be able to get that touchdown to go up 2 scores. That was huge for our team.
Bartlett and Johnson are Florida guys. What's it mean to them?
Yeah. I mean, a handful of Florida guys that came down on this trip. I mean, obviously. For them to get back home, or for them to get back here, got a lot of their family in attendance at the game, and it's obviously exciting for them to come down here and get the big win in front of their family and friends, and but I think more than anything, just as a football team, the heart that we showed. I talked in the locker room about how hard the off season was, and it's for times like this. It's times like this when it comes down to the very end of the game, and it could go either way, and you're not going to give in. And that's what our guys showed today, and that's the reason. Talking about Coach Nico and their strength staff, did a phenomenal job this offseason. I mean, our guys, gave it up for them in the locker room because of times like this, and this is how you win these games.
Coach, KJ Jefferson is the assumed quarterback throughout the week, and then it's announced that EJ Colson's the starter, and then Ja'Cory Brown takes over in the second half completely. How do you adjust to that? How's your defense adjust?
Yeah, I mean, Jefferson's been their guy all year, and then we come out here and they announce a freshman. Which I know the freshman. We recruited him. He's a good player, but you haven't seen him film. You haven't seen any film on him. You don't know what his strengths, weaknesses are in the collegiate level yet. And so, it's a little bit of a filling out process, I think, early on in the game. And then they make the change and bring the other one in. Who, he's played this year, but not a ton. So you just kind of really adjusting on the fly makes it a little bit more difficult. And I think even more great job by our defense, I think, to be able to do that. Now, having said all that, they're going to try to run the football, and so our main focus coming into this game was to stop the run, and I think that was the most critical thing for us to do.
You mentioned that it's always tough to defend and give up only 13 points. What does it mean for this defense to be able to hold the UCF rushing attack to less than 200 yards and hold them and keep them out of the?
Yeah, I mean. Coach Malzahn's been doing it his whole career. He's a great offensive mind to be able to find ways to run the football. For our guys, to come in here and hold them like we did. I mean, Harvey, we've got great respect for Harvey. He's an outstanding running back to keep him under 100 yards. Man, that was our goal. It was going to be hard. We knew it was going to be a tough challenge to be able to do that, but we were able to accomplish that goal, to hold them and to keep them in check, get them turn the ball over like we did. We knew we had to get some turnovers, and we did. And then to make them punt the football, and I thought it was outstanding, and then our punter, Fletch, put it down on the 1 yard line. What an unbelievable play at that point in time of the game. We talked about it last Friday night. It was unbelievable. I called him out. I said, Fletch, tomorrow night we're going to need a time for you to pin those guys inside the 5 yard line. He did it. I mean, it's incredible. And our guys were right there. Because it takes everybody, it's not just an offense, a defense. It's all 3 phases to come in. And when you need a big play, your big-time players got to make those plays, and he did tonight.
What did you say to him at halftime? You left points points on the board with 2 red
We
zones.
did.
interceptions
We did.
And a missed field goal, and then they come out and score. And,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the message was we're not leaving until we get the win. You know, we're not leaving until the job is done. And it took the very last play, and you know it was not pretty. And that, you know, we did leave some points on the board out there. You know, we missed a field goal again. We missed an extra point. I mean, you know, it wouldn't even matter here at the end there. You know, and so we got to be able to knock those down. And you know, but I am proud of our guys because we didn't play our best, and you still come on the road and get a win like this. That's huge for our guys and confidence.
Coach, the game plan is to stop the run, but you guys also had 4 sacks on UCF QBs today. Talk about how your line got to the quarterback.
Yeah, you know, Dante, I saw him in the backfield. He did a great job. We felt like at times throughout the game that we did need to bring some pressure, and we were able to do that with our linebackers to create the 4 or 5 man rush. You know, but I did see us a couple of times tonight with our 3-man rush being able to get to the backfield and get on him. The last play, we got a sack. You know, that was huge because we felt like, okay, they're going to try to take a shot to the end zone. They need some time to do that. Let's go ahead and bring some pressure, try to get to them. We were able to do that as well. So it was just good, you know, good calculated defense, I think, whenever we were trying to get pressure on the quarterback.
You mentioned kind of missing the rhythm offensively.
Mm-hmm.
Do you accredit that to Russ coming out of the bye, or what did you
I mean, I think that's got to be something to it. I mean, you know, we were rolling pretty good in the first 5 contests. You know, when you come out tonight, it's a little rust. I mean, you know, trying to get some of that off. And I think part of that was some of our guys on offense were not practicing, you know, and then you get out there and, okay, you assume they're just going right back the way they were before, and it doesn't work that way. You know, they have to practice. You have to get the work in. You know, and even having said that, I mean, how many times did we punt tonight? 1 or 2 times. I mean, so we're moving the ball. It just wasn't as crisp or as clean as we would like. We just got to come back to work on that.
What was the message from Brendan Sorsby on the sideline and kind of saying, look, it's not working, but we just need to make the necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's just a grinder. He's going to keep putting the work in. He still continue to play hard. You know, he still continue to, what we did at halftime, hey, what are the things you like? You know, what do you feel good about? Hey, I like this. Okay, so that's what we went to call him more in the second half. Obviously, it worked. I mean, he hit most on all those plays. So, you know, I think for us, just kind of feeling and working our way through some things, and that was the difference in the second half.
He took a big hit. Is he okay?
He did.
And then it
Yeah.
wasn't his best game, but he still gets
Yeah,
the win.
yeah. He got hurt up pretty good, but he was able to come back on it. I think he's fine. I mean, I think he's, you know, obviously when you're getting hit like you are in a game like this, you're going to have some bruises and those type things. But we'll get him in the training room, you know, when we get back and be ready to go this week. So he'll be good.
You mentioned stopping the run, and as a big part of that is loading the box. With 2 relatively new quarterbacks, would you say you were like willing to live and die by UCF's passing game?
Well, I mean, we had to stop the run, so whatever that meant, you know. And I think they did have some yards on some scrambles. You know, I think Brown did an excellent job a few times. We lost contain on a couple of 3rd downs that were big plays for us, where we're inside. He's able to get outside and go get some big runs. You know, that, to me, that was one of the worst things we did defensively tonight was not having to contain. So we got to be able to get that right. You know, if we are bringing inside pressure, we have to have guys that are on the edge, setting the edge, and so we got to work on that. But other than that, I thought we did a great job stopping the run, and you know, a solid job on the pass as well. So you know, to hold a team like this to 13 points, and really that's all that matters.
Final question. With the install of the new defense and all of that, this is the best defense we've looked all season. Do you credit that to the bye week, or is it the fact that things are just now clicking for everybody?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we played excellent against Houston. You know, we shut them out. I mean, that was a good defensive battle game for us. I think we've played really good at times. Miami, Ohio, we held on 24 yards rushing. You know, so at times throughout the year, we played excellent defense. I think maybe overall for the whole game tonight was one of the best things we've done against an offense that's so good. You know, I mean, you look at, 2 offenses that were ranked top 15 in the country, you know, and both offenses really kind of struggled to move the ball tonight. So I thought I'd give credit to really both defenses this evening.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thanks, guys.
Tony, you got knocked down, and then you got back up, and then you scored a touchdown. So I'm sure that was a factor. You wanted to get back in any game. You wanted to get back in this one.
Yes, for sure. Yes, sir. This UCF game meant a lot to me. I circled it on my calendar. So, yeah. I was going to let one play, you know, get me down. I got all week to recover, get ready for next week.
So you got the wind knocked out of you, is that what Coach Satterfield said?
Yeah, just
and
to win.
He said you were pretty motivated to get back in the game, like you verbally told him that you wanted to get back in?
Of course, yeah. It's just that Bearcat mentality, man. When stuff get hard, you can't lay down. I mean, 3 minutes, I can chill now, you know, I can relax. 3 minutes I ain't going to be able to get those 3 minutes back, so I want to be out there for my team.
Coach Satterfield said offense lacked a little bit of rhythm. Was that kind of bye week, a lot of guys nursing injuries, just not really practicing together the last 2 weeks?
I mean, you come off a bye week, you know it could be a little rusty. You got to get back in the groove, but I mean, we don't ever want to start slow, but you know, adversity, you go out there, you got to finish the game. It's a 4-quarter game.
You won the game, only scored 19 points. What did you like from UCF's defense? What didn't you like? What didn't you like?
What did I mean, I just feel like it's never about them, it's about us. I figured we didn't go out and execute. We turned the ball over more than we usually do. So I don't want to say it's never about the opponent, it's always about us. So we just got to go out and execute next week and take care of the ball and be better.
Throughout the game, you guys were able to convert a lot of third downs. I think over 50% on third down conversions. You had that one drop, that first touchdown drive, you had 3 third down conversions. What was the mindset on third downs in this game, and how crippling is that? How boosting is that to an offense to be able to convert those conversions?
Just a whatever it takes mentality. 2 yards, 4 yards, it don't matter. We need to get it. Extend the drive, and Sorsby talked to us going into the fourth quarter, told us we need to finish this game. No matter what it takes, we got to go out there and leave with this W.
What's it mean to show out in front of your family? I know you have a lot of people out there.
Yeah, it means a lot. My family's one of the reasons I'm here. They supported me throughout my whole life, so to be able to go out there and play in front of them and put on the show, it means everything to me. I just want to give them all the thanks for taking the drive, even though the hurricane and stuff. It means a lot to me to be able to see them.
You're starting to become like a focal point of this offense at receiver, even with such a deep room of pass catchers like X and Joe Royer. What's it kind of like to prove yourself? Be like, I know I came from FAU, might have been a little under the radar, but like I know I can produce.
I mean, just believing in myself. I wouldn't say under the radar, just believing in myself. I mean, I walked on, just being able to prove myself to everybody, but that's been my mentality for my whole life. X is a great receiver. He pushes me every day to get better. I take tips from him. He takes tips from me, but I'm really thankful to be at UC and be able to keep getting developed.
What was the feeling and the emotion on that touchdown in the fourth quarter? Obviously, one that kind of put the game a little bit out of reach. What was the emotion like as you were kind of on the doorstep to winning the game?
Just thankful, to help the team. Touchdown was what put the nail in the coffin, so be able to help the team and put it away was amazing. I just want to do anything I can to help this team win, and I love playing for the Bearcats.
UCF has been struggling to get to the quarterback, but has also struggled in pass defense. Did you guys expect to have a big game offensively?
I mean, we always expect to have a big game offensively. That's the goal, but they sent more pressure than we was expecting. But, have to make adjustments and be able to, adjust on the fly. So, yeah.
Jared, did you decide just to call game on this? You had enough?
Yeah, I think it was a great effort we had as a defense. We did a really good job today playing complementary football with the offense.
Was there a little extra oomph from you, just a little extra motivation for this game? It looked like you just on a little bit of a next level.
Yeah, I just knew that this is a very pivotal part in the season for us. I know that we talked about it before the game. Coach talked about it before the game, how at the middle of the season, good teams get better, and teams that don't take that step forward tend to fall apart. So it's very important for us to go out and ball with them.
Talk about it. KJ Jefferson was the assumed quarterback for UCF going into the game. And then EJ Colson, true freshman, is announced as a starter. And then he transfers to Ja'Cory Brown, who played the entire second half. How do you adjust to that as a defense?
It was really just playing our fundamentals. I mean, the quarterback that they have obviously kind of determines what they play on offense, but our checks to defense and stuff like that was very, very specific to us. We're just playing our game.
I'm sure you have a healthy respect for UCF and know what their rushing attack can do. What does it mean to slow them down, hold them to 13 points?
Yeah, that was great. They're usually a tempo team, so us stopping that tempo gave us time to make more adjustments and things like that. It just put us in a really good position to play the best defense that we could to win the game.
Harvey gained a ton of yards last year and usually does. You hold him below 100, which is a big deal. I mean, how was that? How was it defending Harvey and keeping him under 100?
Could you ask that question again?
How was it stopping Harvey? And not stopping him, but keeping him below 100 yards, which he typically gets 100 yards. So.
Yeah, like I said, we're just playing our defense, playing our fundamentals. That came along with it. It came along with it. It was our job to stop the run, and we did that.
Did going against Taj Brooks 2 weeks ago kind of help that, just knowing how much you have to prepare for such a talented
Absolutely, absolutely. I feel like going against Taj Brooks is a really important part of this season, especially when it came to rushing defense. Seeing how a running back like that could essentially slice us up in which he did. We had to really, throughout the bye week and stuff like that, take the time to readjust our defense and put ourselves in the best position to play the run.
Do you feel like things are really clicking with the 3-3-5 and the transition for everyone in that defense?
Absolutely. I feel like our players are playing really good football right now. We'll only continue to get better.
Any questions?
Which Florida guy has the most family here?
Probably, yeah. Maybe Endo. It might be Endo.
J.Y. had about 40 tickets he had.
What do you guys want to see from the fans next week? You got 5-1 Arizona State coming to town.
Yeah, absolutely. we need a really big atmosphere. We need to sell it out. Honestly, the more fan support we can get, the better. That's gonna put us in a really good position to perform the best we can.
Well, questions for Corey Kiner and Brendan Sorsby?
Corey, you were chewing up yards there. You just decided you're going to take this game over.
Yeah, sir.
But then it went back to the defense. You were trying to take it over.
Yeah, you know, I did what I could, and defense did what they could, and we came out with a win. It was a good team win.
How much padding do you have around you? Is it a lot?
You know, I got enough.
It was a good chunk.
You said it was an ugly win, Brendan. Is there a part of you that kind of likes those, kind of a we survive kind of thing?
The defense really stepped up tonight. They played a great game. You know, offensively, I think we drove the ball really well. Obviously, a couple of stupid throws on my end, but other than that, I mean, I thought I played it's tough to say you played a clean game with 2 picks, but I mean, other than those 2 throws, I can't think of anything off the top of my head that I'm just like dying to have back. But definitely just being able to hand it to this guy, let him go get yards, and then I got to run a little bit tonight as well. O-line did a great job protecting, and then, you know, like I said, we just got to finish drives. We had a lot more points out there that we could have had.
I'm assuming there was no way you were coming out when you got dinged up.
Yeah, the breath got knocked out of me, and that's never fun. So you're just hobbling off, and you're like, I can't breathe. So, I mean, hopefully it's nothing serious, but it wasn't. It was just, I think the breath just got knocked out of me, and knee hit me in the side, but I'll be all right.
This is a UCF team that has struggled getting to the quarterback and also struggling passing defense. What was your game plan going in, and how did you plan to attack?
They played a really good game. Obviously, they brought some stuff that we hadn't seen on film before. But, you know, credit to them. Obviously, like I said, I just got to do a better job of taking care of the ball whenever I do get out of the pocket and, you know, try to extend plays. You know, I got to be smarter with the ball because on both drives that I threw picks, we could have points for sure on the board. So, you know, obviously they did a great job bringing some stuff that we hadn't seen, but, you know, we got to find a way to continue to put points on the board regardless of what we see.
Corey, did this feel like a turning point game for you guys? Like, depending on how this game goes, the rest of the season could potentially go?
I think so. It was, like I mentioned before, it was a great team win. You know, we fought all 4 quarters, and we didn't give up on each other.
Corey, you played last year with Deshaun Pace. How much smack talk was he giving out there tonight?
You know, Deshaun's a great player, and that's just part of his game. And it was fun playing against him again. You know, I've been playing against Deshaun since we were children, so it was just great. You know, making it to the next level and playing against him here.
Really big plays.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think, like we kind of talked about earlier in the week, I think just getting used to the entire defense and getting used to like playing out there with all those guys, the new position and everything. Being able to everything's just coming to me now, and being able to play freely out there, I think is really helping me.
You had the big hit and then recovery of the fumble. I mean, in your head, you probably think you'd scoop that bad boy up and take it in.
Yeah, so I actually, not gonna lie, I took a poor angle to the ball, and when he tried to cut it back, I was like, well, he has the ball out like all the way out here, so I tried to punch it out, came right out. I saw some guys trying to dive for the ball, so I was like, this is my fumble, I'm getting this fumble. So I dove on the ball and got the ball back for us.
Talk about how you were able to limit, Cincinnati was able to limit UCF's rushing game, R.J. Harvey, their quarterback threat.
Yeah, so that was a main focus for us this week, was to shut down the run game big time, because we know that's what they resort to, and that's what we need to stop so that they can start passing the ball so that we can get after it in the passing game.
Did it throw you off with a different quarterback? You prepare for one guy and then it becomes...
Yeah, it was a little different. I think we literally found out 15 minutes before we went out there that they were starting the true freshman, and then shortly after that they ended up putting in a new guy. So I think the game plan was the same though. It didn't really change the game plan any. We knew they liked to run it. Both the quarterbacks could run it too. So nothing really changed for us. It was just go out there and play ball.
How much did it help the entire linebacker room having Jonathan Thompson back?
Oh yeah, JT is a great player. Having him back, he knows how to play multiple different positions, giving us depth and everything. And he started at will and did a great job as well. So it's very nice to have him back.
You talked earlier this week about wanting to improve the defense's communication.
Yeah.
How did you feel that went today?
I think we did an excellent job of communicating the plays that we thought were about to come in. So like when you see a formation come out, being able to communicate to each of the linebackers and even talk to the safeties a little bit, tell them run, pass. We know most of the time there's going to be run, and then what kind of run you're going to get is very helpful for the entire defense.
You guys also had 4 sacks on today. Talk about how you were able to rush the quarterbacks.
Yeah, that was a little that was part of the game plan as well. I think being able to stop the run and force them to pass the ball was part of the game plan. And when we got in those 3rd and long situations, bringing packages in, I know Coach Veit made some really good calls to get those pressures and get some guys come free. I know I came free one play, so great calls and at the right time. So.
On that last drive, when UCF is taking chunks out, what's your mindset? Are you kind of just like, are you freaking out? Or you bend, don't break? Like, what do you think?
I think, yeah, our mentality there is bend, don't break. We know they have to get in the end zone, and they had a lot more to go. So I think our game plan was to just hold them there. Dante made a huge sack on that play, so that gave us a little momentum back. So after that, it was our game at that point.